This module will provide an overview of the Order Workbench page, discuss how and when suggested orders and PO worksheets are created, and why it is sometimes necessary to rebuild them, and it will provide an overview of the PO worksheet selection page. It's helpful to understand the mechanics behind order creation and the influence of product activity data on replenishment. We begin this module on the Data Alliance homepage. Select Order Workbench under Managing Inventory. You see the list of locations which are scheduled for order review and launch for the current day. The PA for/on column will list the date of the last product activity and the date on which it was processed. You can sort that column in ascending or descending order. This value is also a hyperlink to the Location Activity Summary page if you should want to review recent PA data transaction history. Remember that PO worksheets are created on scheduled order days as soon as we receive PA data for that location. Make sure that the PA for/on column shows the most recent date the data was expected. The WS date column will display the date and time when the most recent unlaunched PO worksheet was created. The PA error column will display the number of product activity errors associated with this location. Data in PA errors will not be taken into consideration when creating a suggested order. You'll need to review and correct errors and then rebuild suggested orders if there are items that need to be replenished today. The data value in this column is also a hyperlink to the PA errors page. The WS column will showcase how many unlaunched PO worksheets exist for a location. For example, if you have a stock and a non-stock PO worksheet, the WS column will display the number 2. The item and value columns will contain the total number of line items as well as the total value of the unlaunched PO worksheets. The weight, cube, and footprints will give you the physical dimensions of the total order if this data was provided in the supplier SIM file. These columns are useful for those planners who must consider freight dimensions at order launch. The Alert column will provide you with the total number of alerts on the unlaunched PO worksheets. This is a quick check for you to see how many data anomalies were found on the suggested orders. The last column will display the total number of backorder items on the unlaunched PO worksheets. Remember, back orders represent items that will result in an immediate sale for a location and usually represent an end customer who is waiting for items. On the left-hand menu, you will find a link for each day of the week. The system will automatically build PO worksheets for locations due to be reviewed and launched today upon processing of today's PA data. If you want to review which locations are scheduled to be reviewed and launched on other days of the week, you would click the day and the Workbench will display locations planned for launch on those days. Suggested orders are built daily upon receipt of PA data. However, PO worksheets are only built if today is a scheduled launch day. The All link will show you all locations with build orders set to yes for at least one shipping lane, regardless of the scheduled launch day. The Stockouts link will list any items in planning groups 7, 8, and 9 on suggested orders that are currently stocked out. The Auto Launch link provides a listing of all locations that were scheduled to be auto-launched but did not due to order alerts or unreviewed OP management items. The Negative NQA page provides a list of all locations that have at least one item with a negative NQA value for which the current day is not configured as an order launch day. The Fast page provides a listing of all 7, 8, and 9 planning group items that exist on a suggested order which run the risk of stocking out before the next scheduled order is launched and received. In order to open a PO worksheet, you can click on the location name or the number in the WS column, and the selected order worksheet window for that location will open. You are now on the PO worksheet selection page. At the bottom of the page, you'll find a suggested order for each shipping lane where build order has been set to yes at that location. The suggested order is built based on the used OPs at that time and the inventory position supplied in the most recent PA data. On a Monday morning, all locations' suggested orders are rebuilt automatically to include system order point changes which may have occurred over the weekend. This also allows PO worksheets to be built for locations launching on Monday, even if no fresh PA data was loaded that morning. This section is not editable. The suggested orders show summary information for the items on each shipping lane which need to be replenished. Make sure you review the date created to determine if the suggested order was created recently. Remember, suggested orders are always rebuilt early on a Monday, but that does not mean that fresh PA data was received at that time. If you have corrected exceptions in PA errors or OP management today, you must rebuild suggested orders from the main menu to ensure affected items are added or updated. The suggested orders built upon processing of PA data are not automatically updated when you make adjustments in item details or OP management, or when you correct PA errors. Now, looking at the top of the PO worksheet selection page, you will find PO worksheets which are automatically built on selected order launch days. When you're ready, you would double-click the line for the worksheet that you want to edit and launch. For more information about editing a worksheet, see the PO Worksheet Details topic in the online help. That can be accessed through the question mark bubble at the top of your screen. One more thing, notice the DSLO column, which indicates the number of calendar days since the last VMI order was launched. Launch days can be configured for each location by shipping lane. You may configure locations to build separate PO worksheets for each shipping lane, or combine them into a single PO worksheet. If today is not an order day, but you would like to review PO worksheets, you may build them for a known order day by selecting the day of the week and clicking the Rebuild button. This allows you to access PO worksheets for locations that may have missed ordering or will miss ordering due to the holidays. You may also on occasion need to review and launch on non-scheduled days in support of special needs. For example, if today is Thursday and you were supposed to launch orders yesterday, you can select Wednesday and click Rebuild. This will create PO worksheets using the most recent PA data received. Launched PO worksheets are shown grayed out, and the PO number assigned on launch is visible in the last column on the right. You will also notice at the top of the screen a checkbox to hold all worksheets. This prevents new PO worksheets from being created when new PA data comes in. This allows unlaunched PO worksheets to be saved and not overwritten by tomorrow's PA data. You also have the option to build negative NQA only worksheets if today is not configured as a scheduled launch day. This option will create a worksheet that will include only those items with a net quantity available of less than 0. Finally, one more reminder that you can click on the question mark icon at the top for help and information. That concludes this module.